It was weird because like we were the only two people in the hall at this time. So she walked up to me, she's like, yo, I heard you got candy bars. I'm like, yeah, I got it. Like, what you need? All right, so check this, right? I'm a little embarrassed even telling you guys this story, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm gonna tell you this story. So last night we was on live, me and the Bandana fam, we kicking on live pretty much almost every night as of recently. So I was sharing with them the story about one time I took a trip down to Philly and we almost got arrested. We got like stuck in the hood. It was a crazy story. But when I was sharing that story, showing the people the story about the trip that we took to Philly, everybody was cracking up, laughing in the chat. Like the chat was going crazy. Like, yo, Bandana Black, you funny as hell. This story got me dying laughing. And then I thought to myself, like, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, a lot of crazy situations, a lot of funny situations. So I might as well start sharing some stories of my life and just some funny stuff, you know, to kind of like lighten up the mood. Because, you know, like in the world today, we got the corona, everything shut down, a lot of people passing away and stuff like that. Sometimes you need to just kick back and have a laugh, even if it's at the expense of me taking an L. Actually, I took two L's technically, but I'm only claiming one. I only took one L. But anyways, I'm going to share the story with you guys. Before I get into that story, though, shout out to my homie Jay Nash. This is his new video. It's called Now They Know. This is just a clip of his video. I will put links in the description so you can check out his full video. Subscribe to him. Follow him. He got some dope music that's coming up, too. He got a new video that's coming up also, too. But this is just a clip of his video. It's called Now They Know by Jay Nash. And then we're going to get into the story.
Now hold that thought. Hold that thought. Shot go off. Now he gone. But now they know. 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 And hold that thought.
All right, check this, right? Real quick disclaimer, so I know if this video is for you. If you're the type of person that always have a cracked phone, like you got an iPhone and you always got mad cracks in your phone, like you done upgraded phone, every single phone that you get got a crack in the screen, but you never sat and thought to yourself like, damn, I probably should invest $20 into getting a case for my phone so I won't always have a cracked screen. This video is probably not for you. And if you're the type of person that I actually use your phone and you let me use your phone, but you stand like this close to me and you keep reaching your hand out trying to get the phone back, like I'm gonna look through your pictures or something like that, like bro, you ugly. I know you don't get no chicks. Don't worry about me scrolling through your phone. I'm not looking. I know you ain't got no pictures in there. Like, relax. I just need the phone to call my people so I can get a ride. Like, relax, bro. This video is probably not for you. And last but not least, if you're the type of person that'll let somebody take something from you and they ain't up the pole, they ain't up the ratchet, they just walk away from you, you do absolutely nothing, this video is probably, well, you know what? This video might not be for me because that's kind of exactly what happened. They did take it and no gun, no nothing, just walked away and I did absolutely nothing. But anyways, these disclaimers had absolutely nothing to do with this video, but let's get started.
They can't stand the facts. A lot is in saying they can't stand this raps. I'm so Buffalo like I'm Bandana Black. I'm from the 716. We determined and we discipline. Oh, that's your man. Better get him for you missing that. DJ Bandana.
Hey yo, what's good? It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. Hashtag I Am Buffalo. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button if you like the video. Also, like I said, this is my first time doing an official story time on the channel, but if you guys are interested in more videos like this, like I said, it's totally up to you guys. If you want to hear more stories, more funny stories, even serious stories, the way you can let me know is by liking the video and also commenting below. Just let me know in the comments how you enjoyed the video, and if you want me to do more videos like this, we can maybe do like story time once a week or something like that. But these are some crazy stories. Like I damn near took. I'm not claiming the last L though. Like that wasn't really my fault. I kind of blame my sister for the second L, but this first L about how I got robbed by a female. Like I said, both of these stories is 100% true. Also, too, no cap. I would not lie to you guys. This actually happened. So, the first story. This was back in high school, right? So this is back in high school, and you know how like when you going on a trip, we was going on a trip. You know they give you like candy bars to sell. So I had a box of candy bars. It was like 20 candy bars. I think it's like packs of 20. So what happens is like you sell 20 candy bars, you give them the $20, and they give you 20 more candy bars back, or however much the number of candy bars it was. Now at the time, I always messed the pack up. Like I always messed the pack up. I never was able to re-up with the right amount of money that I needed to get more candy bars, but somehow it just happened. Like, you know, at the time I was like, not poor, but poor. I was a kid. Anyway, so I would eat like 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 candy bars and not have the money to replace it, but that's neither here nor there. I always messed up the pack ever since a kid. But I was slinging these candy bars like so. Like, I damn near, like honestly, I was the Big Meech BMF of selling candy bars. Like, that's how many candy bars I was selling. But long story short, I was in high school and I had about 5 more candy bars left before I can go re-up. I know I'm like using like drug terms just to make it more theatrical, like re-up, plug, and all that. Well, anyways, I had about 5 more candy bars before I can re-up. So I'm walking through the through the high school. And this is a short story, so I'm walking through my high school. I'm actually skipping class at this time. So I was skipping class, selling candy bars to classes I was supposed to be in, teachers, all that. Like, nobody really cared at the time, but I was bleeding and they wanted candy bars. So I'm walking through the hallways and it was this girl, right? I'm not gonna say I had a crush on her, but she looked okay. But she was like from a different part of the city, but like that too. I never really said nothing to her. I was kind of like nervous and stuff like that. But anyways, she was walking down the hall towards me, and it was weird because like we were the only 2 people in the hall at this time. So she walked up to me. She's like, "Yo, I heard you got candy bars." I'm like, "Yeah, I got it. Like, what you need?" She's like, "What kind you got?" I think I had like 3 peanut butter and like 2 almond or something like that. She's like, "Okay, cool. Let me get it." So I open up the box, and she reaches in the box and grabs the candy bars, and then she just spin off. She just walk away. So I'm like, "Yo, what about the money? Like, I need the money for this." She's like, "No, you good," and just walked into the classroom. So I'm like, God damn it. I couldn't go into the classroom because the classes she went to, I was actually skipping to sell candy bars. I couldn't go into the classroom. Like I said, we both was late. And I hadn't been to that class in like 2-3 days because I was bleeding candy bars. I mean, it's hard being a little big meat BMF with the candy bars. So I wait for her to get out of the classroom for the next period. So she gets out of the classroom and I run down to the classroom because I want to catch her before she gets around her friends and before my friends see it, because all it takes is for that one person to say, "Ooh, she walked him for his candy bars," and next thing you know, it's a whole war. Like, literally, that's literally how like a lot of like street and hood beefs happen. A little dispute between 2 people, couple other people make fun of it, and the next thing you know, 2 hoods is beefing. I didn't want that to happen, so I was waiting for her to come out by herself. So I walk out, and she walks out, and I see 2 of the other girls that usually be with her, but they were kind of talking to each other. So I walk over to her, and I'm like, "Yo, what about that money? Like, I need the money for the candy, but I'm selling this for the trip. Like, literally, this is a fundraiser. Like, you know this." And she's like, "No, you good," and just spin off. So it was absolutely nothing that I could do. I mean, I could have. I'm not even gonna say that. I was young and she's a female. I just did. I took the L. So the other day, if you guys was watching the live when I said there's never been a time when anybody ever did anything to me and something didn't happen immediately after it, I kind of forgot about this story. She Jai walked me like just. It wasn't even strong arm robbery. Like, she didn't even have a weapon. She just grabbed it and what? How you gonna take something from somebody and just say like, "No, you good"? Like, what does that mean? I was so confused at the time. Well, anyways, that was the first story. This second story, like I said, I took 2 L's. I'm only claiming the first story as an L. This second story, I kind of blame my sister for this. I'm not claiming this one as an L. So, long story short, this was like a while ago. I was damn near a kid at the time. So, I had met this girl online. I believe it might have been MySpace where I met her. I met this girl online on MySpace. We talking back and forth. Don't quote me. I don't remember how I met her. It might have been MySpace, like AOL or something like that. I was a kid. I was young. But I met her on there. We talking back and forth. And somehow we got on the subject of schools. So she was like, "I'm going to leave names out of this too. So we'll call her Tiffany." So she's like, "Yeah, my name's Tiffany." Da, da, da. And like, mind you, I have never seen her at this point. We talking back and forth. We were talking maybe for like 2-3 weeks at the time. And she mentioned to me that she went to school with my sister. So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I called my sister like, "Yo, I met this girl." I forgot the name of it. Oh, Tiffany. So yeah, I forgot the fake name I was using. So I'm like, "Yo, I met this girl named Tiffany. She said she went to school with you." So she was like, "Yeah, it's Tiffany such and such." Like, "Yeah, I went to school with her. She cool." So I'm looking at the picture like, "Yo, she tried bad. Like, I got one." So long story short, Shorty was like, "Yo, why don't you come spend the night?" So I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll come spend the night." This is before Uber. This is before Lyft and all that. So I damn near had to catch a cab over there. Now, this is the reason why I say that I blame my sister, because when I told her Tiffany, she said, "Yeah, Tiffany such and such. She did go to school with me." So I verified this is the same person. I'm looking at the pictures like I'm good. I never showed my sister the picture of the girl, but I told her about it. Probably should have showed her the picture, because what happened next was I caught a cab over to her house, right? Now, mind you, I'm young, and this girl was like, I'm the youngest, and my sister is older than me, and this girl's older than my sister. Like, she was a grade or 2 higher than my sister or whatever. So I catch a cab over there, and I knock on the door, and she comes to the door, and she's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up?" So I'm waiting for Tiffany to come to the door. She's like, "Hey, I'm glad you made it." I'm like, "Who the hell is this chick? I have no idea who this girl is." Now, mind you, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I'm not the smallest guy in the world either. So at this time, I was much smaller than what I am right now, and she was way bigger than what I am right now. So I'm looking up like, I have no idea who this girl is. Like, this got to be prank. Like, this got somebody. I know the camera's gonna come out. This got to be fake. What happened was, when I said Tiffany, she said Tiffany such and such. There was 2 Tiffanys that went to school with her. This wasn't the Tiffany that I was talking about. I was talking about the other Tiffany. It wasn't this Tiffany. I'd never even seen this girl before. Like, I was scared out of my mind. So long story short, I wind up kind coming up like some random story about how I had to leave and my cousin was gonna pick me up, like somebody got shot or something like that. You know how you like, my man just got shot, I got a dip. I did have the dip, but I didn't have like cab fare or anything like that at the time. So I wind up just walking home, and like she lived nowhere near me. It took me damn near like an hour to get home. So I get home and I never hit her back. But then every day she just keep texting me, just keep calling me, keep texting me. And I'm like, why is she? And she probably, you know what? It's kind of messed up because she knew who I was, but I thought she was somebody else. So long story short, I used to work at like this this food place. So she would just like pop up at this food place that I worked at, like all of the time. Like her, 2-3 of her friends, like, yeah, there you go right there, like showing me off to her little friends and stuff like that too. But we didn't go together. I never even had sex with this girl. Like we was just talking, and then when I found out it was the wrong person, I was kind of embarrassed and just kind of wanted to like back away. And I was young. I probably should have explained the situation. I was a coward by just trying to like dub her or whatever like that. But she would like pop up in random places I was at, like in the hood. Like the neighborhood that I'm from is called Central Park, and like the main street there is Fillmore, and then it's like my neighborhood is probably about seven streets. It's only about 7 streets to my neighborhood, and it's the main street is called Fillmore. But we would be like on the back blocks, like dice games, like on the back blocks. So you can't be on the main block because people come through, people you got issues with, they know where you at. So long story short, I don't know how she knew we was there, but she would just pop up like, hey, what's going on? Her friends, so everybody cracking up, laughing at me. Yo, that's this chick, because like she was kind of big. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being big, because I'm big now. There's nothing wrong with being big, but at the time I was young, I was a kid, and it was kind of embarrassing at the time. I don't know why, I wouldn't be embarrassed for it now, but at the time I was a little embarrassed. So she just kept popping up everywhere. And then she would like I worked at a food place, so she would like come to like the job that I work at and like order food and then like give it to me and say she wanted to make sure that I had lunch. But think like, this is kind of awkward. Like I feel like I'm being stalked because why are you buying food from a place that I work at where I can cook the food and eat it myself and say that, I mean, I appreciate the gesture of making sure that I ate, but it wasn't because just making sure I ate. So what I wind up doing was, so I wind up switching positions on the job where I was at, because the job where I was at, I was like right near like where the little window where you could see who's working in the back, and she just kept popping up all of the time. So I asked the boss, like, yo, is it cool if I kind of like just do the food prep? So instead of me being like the #1 chef, I'm in the back cutting onions, eyes crying, all types of stuff, because I just didn't want to see this girl. So she just kept coming up to my job, I'm like, yo, if she come here, say I ain't here, like say I'm dead, say I got kidnapped, say y'all worried about me too, like just say anything. But she was just kept doing it and kept calling me and kept texting me. And I honestly, she probably didn't know why. And I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of embarrassed to tell this story because I was kind of, in hindsight, it was kind of mean of me to do that. But I was young. I didn't know. I was a kid. Like, I don't really count as an L, because if my sister would have just told me that it was 2 Tiffanys that she went to school with, I could have said, okay, this Tiffany and this Tiffany. She could have said it might be this one. And I wouldn't even took the risk on both of them. I'd have just took the L and just walked away. So long story short, I wanted to get out of this. I can't even say relationship because we wasn't in a relationship, but I took the coward way out. This is what I did. I wanted to break up with her, and I don't know why I'm saying breaking up, but I wanted to like not deal with her anymore. But like I said, she was bigger than me, and I was like, honestly, I was scared she was gonna beat me up. I'm gonna keep a G. I was scared she was gonna beat me up because I was like 1/4 of her size, and she was angry at this moment. So what I did was, this is at the time where we had like the little 2-way pagers, like the little, little clear like blue red joints. So I had one of those. So I wind up breaking up with her through text message. And she flipped the hell out. Like, I'm talking about bad. Like, that part of the story I can't even tell you, as far as like she went kind of crazy. And at the time I couldn't understand, like, what is she bugging for? All I said was, I sent like a paragraph though, because I was kind of mad too, because she kept like popping up where I was at. My friends and stuff was laughing at me, but it was my fault. So if you're watching this right now, hopefully you're not watching this right now, because this is actually, you know what, I probably shouldn't have did this story. But if you are watching this right now, my bad. I apologize. You're a beautiful person. I was just young and dumb. My bad, honestly. That's all I can say is my bad. I'm embarrassed that even happened. I'm embarrassed that I'm even admitting to it now. But honestly, I think the one thing that you guys can take away from this story is, if you meet somebody online, make sure it's the right person. Like, verify, like have them send you a current picture of them holding up today's newspaper, throwing up the West Side sign or something like that, so you can verify this is the same person. Because all of this could have been avoided if all this could have been, it's my sister's fault. All this could have been avoided if my sister would have just said, I went to school with more than 2 Tiffanys. It might be this Tiffany or it might be this one. It's your risk. And my sister's older than me, so she's supposed to look out for little bro. She forgot about little bro in my Rick Ross voice. But yeah, that's pretty much the story of how I got robbed by a female and how I got stalked by a female. It's crazy. I had one other story too where I got stalked too. I actually really for real got stalked by this. I like almost had to call the police like stalk. But I might share that for a different story time. But if you want to hear that story and other stories like that, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share this video. And make sure you comment below. Do you guys want me to do more content like this on the channel? Like I said, every day I don't want to be reporting on this person passed away or this chain got took or this and that like that too. Sometimes you just want to kick back and enjoy a good laughable story, even if it's at the expense of me getting robbed and me being totally humiliated. But it's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, more respected, Mr. Hashtag I Am Buffalo. I'm out.
Now hold that thought. Shot go off. Now he gone. But now they know. 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 Now hold that thought.
They can't stand the facts. A lot is insane, they can't stand his raps. I'm so Buffalo like I'm Bandana Black. I'm from the 716. We determined and we discipline. Oh, that's your man. Better get him for you missing that.
DJ Bandana.